Hey everyone, welcome back. Bruce with DIY Homestead Projects. In this video, we're going to have a look at a diesel heater that I purchased for the off-grid workshop. Now, these are pretty popular, fairly affordable diesel heaters that are supposed to be pretty economical and do a real good job heating a small workspace. So I decided to pick one up. This one's made by Vevor, and I purchased this with my own money. It was right around $100 or so. I got it on sale. So that's what we've got. A burn chamber here, a fan on this side that blows air not only into the burn chamber inside, but also around the outside, and that's where it gets the heat off these fins, and it blows that heat into the room. Then the burn chamber is separate. It's got an intake and an exhaust just for the chamber of the burn chamber, which is inside this. A glow plug here. Looks like we've got a control module or something there. Back into the case. This particular one is a 12-volt version. So I'm going to connect it to my solar, off-grid solar system that's on the off-grid workshop, and that'll provide my 12 volts of power and then just diesel fuel. I want to run this thing and test it before I actually install it on my shed. So I'm going to set up a little test rig where I can get everything hooked up, and then we'll go from there. I've got the Vevor diesel heater set up just out here at the edge of my garage on my portable welding table, just so I can exhaust the exhaust out into the open air there and test this thing out. There's a few things I'm going to be trying to determine with this test. First of all, I want to find out how loud it is. I've heard they can be kind of loud, so we'll see how loud it is. Second of all, I want to just test and make sure the darn thing works before I install it on the off-grid workshop. And I've just got mine set up with the small 10 amp hour battery. That'll run it for about 2 hours. From what I understand, when you first start these up, it has to ignite the glow plug for about 5 minutes until it gets the burn process going. And then after that, the glow plug will shut off. When the glow plug is on, it's supposed to use about 9 or 10 amps, and then when it gets warmed up and it's running, it's only about 4 amps. Now, I don't have a way to test that today, but when I hook this up to the solar system in the off-grid workshop, I'll be able to find out if that's the case or not. And this has a screen here, and this is really kind of difficult to see in the sunlight here. It's hard for me to see, and you actually may not be able to see it on the video. So anyway, that's kind of a bummer. Once I mount it inside the off-grid workshop, I think we'll be able to see that. But it also comes with a remote, which is kind of nice. You can turn this on and off from a distance away from the actual heater. And I just have an old plastic peanut butter jar there for a fuel tank, just for a temporary fuel tank, so I don't have to have that big 2.5 gallon tank up here. So I've got it all wired in, got the fuel primed. And when you prime it on this particular controller, you press the up and down arrows at the same time and hold them down. And you'll hear that pump start to tick, and it's just pulsating fuel into the burn chamber. You get it primed, and then you're ready to go ahead and fire it up. So let's go ahead and turn it on and see what happens here, if I can read this thing. Hold this button down right here for 2 or 3 seconds. And you hear it start up. The fan came on, and then it's going to go through its startup process. And that could take a little bit. I don't know how long it takes. I do feel a little bit of air. So the fan is on at a very low setting. And here's the exhaust. This is a muffler on the end of the exhaust, and that's kind of a muffler and to keep big objects from getting sucked into the intake for the burn chamber. There you can see the fuel line. That's where the fuel line connects into the bottom of the heater. And all of this is just temporarily stuck on there. I didn't put any hose clamps or anything on there. Here's the model number. 5 kilowatt, 12 volt or 40 watt. All right, I can see a little bit of white smoke coming out of here as it's trying to ignite. And from what I understand, this is kind of typical, especially if you prime it too long, get a little excess fuel in the chamber. But it's clearing out pretty quick. and I can kind of hear it chugging in there. Maybe you can hear that fuel pump ticking away. And it also comes with a little fuel filter you can see here. Fan just kicked up. Let's see what I can see. Well, that's hard to read. It says H3. I can see it with my bare eyes, but not on the video. Sorry about that, guys. It's a bright sunny day. It's kind of cool out here, but it is a bright sunny day. And I do want to set this for mountain mode for my altitude, so I'm going to hold these two buttons on the left together, and there's a little mountain icon right here, and what that does is slows down the fuel supply, so for higher altitudes it allows you to burn a little less fuel and get a better air-fuel mixture. I'm about 5,000 feet above sea level here where I am. It's already getting kind of warm now. No more smoke coming out the exhaust. And I want to put this on high, which I understand is H6 for this particular model, the highest setting. And then once that gets warmed up, we'll check that with a little thermometer I have, see what kind of heat we're getting right there at the outlet. Of course, it's pulling air in on the other side, running it over the fins and out this end. Let's see if we can get a reading on this exhaust temperature. $245, $250. I don't know what the limit of this little thermometer is. Let's check the outlet here and see what it's doing. Just over 200. And this is where the pipe will go and feed into the off-grid workshop. And there will be a pipe from the other side coming out of the same workshop space, so it circulates the air within the workshop. And then the exhaust will just be outside. I don't know how well you guys can hear that, but it doesn't seem to be too awful loud to me. I mean, I can definitely hear it. So there is some noise, kind of a whirling sound to it. I can't really hear the pump, just barely. And that's on the high setting. What do we have, about 230 or 240 on the exhaust, or on the heat? Over 250, and it's too hot to hold your hand up real close to that. I can hold it out here, but any closer than that, it gets pretty darn hot. So let's turn this thing down to the low setting. To 1. H1. You can hear it winding down. You can hear the pump slowing down. This pump's on a rubber mount. That's supposed to take away from some of the noise you get off that ticking of that pump. That rubber absorbs that little piston running back and forth in there as it pumps, pulse pumps fuel out. That's pretty quiet down on that setting. Still good and hot coming out of there, but I suppose that'll cool down, maybe. Still in the neighborhood of 200 degrees on the low setting. It's just moving less air and using less fuel. 150, 190. Well, it sounds to me like it's going to work. I don't see any diesel fuel leaking anywhere. 200, 250 degrees of hot air blowing into the about 192 square foot workspace. I think that's going to do the trick. I'm excited to get this hooked up and connected. Let's go ahead and I'm going to run it through the shutdown cycle. Basically, when you shut this off, from what I understand, you don't want to run it out of battery power. You need a constant 12-volt supply, because if it just shuts off, this plastic case could melt because it wants to blow air over that chamber until it cools down for about 5 minutes, and then it finally shuts off the fan. But let's go through this sequence. Once you start it, you can't stop it until it's complete. So you should be able to just hold the on button down for another 3 or 4 seconds till it says off, and then it starts the sequence. And you can hear it slowing down. Stop pumping fuel. And it's going to continue to blow air over those fins until it's done, until it gets cooled down. And it's got a temperature sensor in there right on the heat exchanger so that it knows what the temperature is. I suppose when it gets to a certain point, it'll go ahead and shut her down. But it's still turning. The fan's still turning. I can't hardly hear it though. Well, if you guys are interested in a heater like this, maybe for a project you're working on, or an off-grid shed, workspace, or off-grid project, so far I think it's going to be a pretty good solution. Like I said, I'm heating up 200 square feet. If you're curious to see how that installation goes, stay tuned to the channel. When I get that video made, I'll post it up, and I'll put it at the end of this video or in the description of this video. I'll also post some links from the Vevor store on this particular heater that I got. There's a lot of different ones to choose from. This is just the one that I picked, the 5,000 kilowatt. Anyway, I'll put links to this one as well as a coupon code if I can hunt one up, and you can go have a look and check it out and review all the specs and all that stuff for yourself. We still got a couple of really good cold months here where I'm at, so I should have plenty of time to do a couple of good videos on this system and see how it works out in the off-grid workshop. Thanks for sitting in on this one, guys. I really appreciate it. And click the video on the screen now for the next video on the off-grid workshop, and we'll see you over there.